Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the free to play channel. I am very sorry. It looked like something wasn't. No, we're good. Okay. I am very excited today, um, because there's a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So right out the gate, I'm talking about the biggest thing, which is we have new content. Now you can see I did the first stage, that's on hard. If I go to normal, I made it a little bit further in normal. However, um, this is where it gets quite tricky, especially for my free to play account. I don't currently have within these specific factions. I don't have enough awakened to proceed through that room. On this boss, um, I don't have a really good champion for beating Bommel. Period. Dot. It appears I didn't even. I did try him. I did try him and I failed. Oh, and then for the Nether Spider, I have one 6-star champion. Why am I mentioning all this? It's to remind you guys that this is not content for a 93-day-old account. While I am ranked high enough because of the way they've designed this content, and I think it's actually designed very well, it is not quite accessible by my account. I also want to point out some very important lessons learned from Centranos. This has increased the value on many champions. Let's take a look at this Bommel here, okay? So, if you look at the champions that are available to me, Dur's value goes up big time here. Dur is a reviver, right? Dur is a deflect damage champion, which can help. It's not going to win you against him, but mostly what we'll talk about is the revive. We do get reflect damage and healing, which you need against Bommel, and I don't really have a good healer on this account. And the stun doesn't matter. Good news is when you do these ones, there's no wave, right? So you just come in and you go straight up against Bommel. Now, this team is not optimized. These characters are not built. Dead, right? I am not going to beat this boss anytime soon, but what is my way of beating Bommel in Doom Tower? Well, Lady Annabelle. Well, the problem is that you can't pick Lady Annabelle for this fight. Even if I had her level 60 on this account, I can't pick her. It is gatekeeping, and I'm not necessarily like from my. Am I frustrated that my free to play can't enjoy this new content? Yes. However, there's still so much content I haven't completed to get to the point of this content. So I understand it. What this does is it ups the value of a bunch of different rares and epics. And I think that's really good for the game. On my main account, all epics at this point are food. Well, now I have to be more careful. I have to be more selective about what I'm doing with the epics because I may need a Dur to be able to clear this content, or a Luria, right? I'm not saying that she's good against this boss or anything. I'm simply saying that that there are champions that I would have fed as food that are epics that I may need to reconsider across the entire game. Okay? Now, and that goes for this account too, because obviously we've talked. One of the more difficult conversations on the account, or one of the early comments that I got was that I was crazy for feeding away a bunch of epics early on to gain early player power. Now, I feel like I'm justified in that decision because of the progress that I've made in Clan Boss is partly due in fact that I was able to build up these 6-star champions quickly and get farms going and generate resources that has put me in this position. Um, however, um, I just want to, looking back now that Centranos is a thing, I may look back and say, "Oh man, I wish I didn't get rid of some of those champions because they could have really helped me against this boss or that boss or whatever the case may be." It also changes the value on a lot of other champions that I had thought about leveling or will possibly level and have been hesitating on. So, for example, going up against the Nether Spider, Reliquary Tender's value goes way up for me because we get a revive, but we also get a cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown, which is very, very valuable to taking out Bommel because we need to get, well, I guess not Bommel so much. Nether Spider is who I'm talking about. So we can cleanse off those poisons. So situations like that start raising the power level of champions. Was her power level already good as a cleanser? Absolutely. But there was this thought in my head that, oh, well, but I'll probably get a legendary or I'll probably get an epic that can do that. And maybe do it a little better or something along those lines. I'm not saying this was why I was hesitating on building her out like right now. Okay. I'm just trying to explain my thought process here a little bit. I'm not saying that she's a bad champion or that other champions are better. She's a great champion. She would be very valuable on my account regardless of the situation. Um, but for what I was focused on at the time, she was kind of on the back burner. Well, this content could pull her to the forefront because I may need champions like her. Now, obviously, I can't use her, right, because of the type of ones that are available in this fight. But it doesn't change the fact that certain characters' values have gone up because I may run into a situation where I need a high elf only cleanser reviver, and she would be the only option that I have on this account, or even on my main account. Really, I don't think I have any other. I have revivers and arbiter, but I don't think I have any other cleansers on that account. So for high elves, so reliquary tenders value goes up there. So this does, like I said, just flat out value goes up, which I find to be quite interesting. For from a free to play perspective, it's a little frustrating because I have to collect more heroes. I can't focus on like a small group of really good champions. I do have to take a broader approach, and that's probably the intent of this dungeon, is to encourage me to take a broader approach and not just a singular focused strategy. So, for example, some of these boss fights later on, like this boss fight, thankfully it allows dwarves, but this, counters a lot of my strategy. What do we have here? Sacred Order, but no dwarves. So my team on my main account that can beat old Sand Devil here is not available. So I'm going to need to look into, I think that's Ogren and Lizardmen, to find a quality damage dealer to take Sand Devil down. Because I don't have a team. Well, we don't know what difficulty this Sand Devil necessarily is. He's 200. What stage is the equivalent of 200 in the dungeons? Stage 10. Okay, I can do stage 10. But yeah, those are the kinds of things that, when you start putting limitations on teams, a lot of these, not cheese teams, but a lot of these like easy teams or start to go out the window. And I find that kind of interesting. So, okay. let's move on from Centranos because honestly, that'll probably not be discussed again on the free to play for many, many months. It's not a place where I'm going to focus time and energy. Where am I focusing my time and energy? Well, Clan Boss is still my focus, but I'm nearing the completion of a team that I think will be able to do some very solid progression in Clan Boss. We'll find out when we get there, but I'm very happy with where my Clan Boss team is headed. After that team is fully completed, then it becomes dungeon time. That's when Armiger probably gets leveled up, unless I happen to pull an Arbiter between, or not Arbiter, a Lure between now and then. Arbiter or Armiger likely gets built to give me assistance with Fire Knight's Castle and Spider's Den, and maybe even some Ice Golem as well. And we kind of go from there. So I do think Venom Mage is going to be very valuable going into Ice Golem as well. So that would be my next focus after this Clan Boss team gets finalized. Arena would then come after that, with Arena and Tag Team Arena being in part of that. And then later, much, much later on, would be a little bit of a focus on Faction Wars as well. But the good news is focusing on Faction Wars is now also going to increase our progress in Curse City because we'll start making other champions better. We'll start leveling up other champions like the Durs of the team and the Hoferes of the team as well. So I've already filled you guys in on my Clan Boss progression today. Now for the fun stuff. Okay. Real interesting stuff. Before I talk too much about the summoning events going on, I do want to talk real quick about RSL Helper. I've had some people comment multiple times, not just one person, so I'm not attacking anybody in particular. Multiple different people have commented that I can use RSL Helper and have multiple instances of this game up on my computer, so I don't have to do one on my phone and one on my computer. You guys are absolutely right. Here's the thing. On this account, I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible. And what do I mean by that? I could use RSL Helper to track my Mercy. I could use RSL Helper to make progression on this account. I could use RSL Helper to run three accounts and then another three accounts and get me my Sacred Shards and a Chronim, who would really revolutionize this account. RSL Helper can do all of that for me pretty much. Vice versa, I could get these referral links right now and go post them on a video and say, hey, I need you guys to use this link, and just automatically get a whole bunch of help on this account. But not everyone has that. Now, if my intention of this free-to-play was to just be the best free-to-play player and take advantage of everything afforded to me, then I would absolutely do that. But what I want this free-to-play account to be is an opportunity to help players learn the game from a perspective of, I didn't spend $60,000 to get this, right? Because that's what some of the big streamers have said they've spent. Some streamers have said they could have bought a house with how much money they've put into this game. And that's not practical for everybody, and I don't want to encourage necessarily anybody to spend that kind of money. But what I will do is create a free-to-play and kind of show people how you can optimize your play in a free-to-play to get the most value out of it moving forward. So that's why I won't use RSL Helper here. Could it be an advantage to me? Yes. Should you use it as a free-to-play player? that's on PC, absolutely. I would encourage that. I would go look up some videos and see how valuable RSL Helper is. It helps me very much on my main account. But for the free to play account, I'm going to try and keep it a little bit more reasonable. And say like, okay, I'll use it on my phone while I'm at work or doing, clan stuff, right? Um, so that's kind of my concept, is like just keeping it a little bit more realistic. And I'm not saying that that's the best approach. I'm not saying that you guys should do that. I'm saying that if I was to take shortcuts, not short, it's not a shortcut, but if I was to go and use these tools to my advantage and go grind out a whole bunch of accounts on the referral program, and now I have a Cronin, you may not want to do that. You may not have access to that. You may not, it just may be way too time consuming for you and burn you out on the game. There's many reasons why people wouldn't necessarily want to go and get Cronin. Cronin would change my account completely. He would actually be a huge help on my account because he would free up, he would give me an AoE burner, which would solve Spider for me. But I'm okay just doing it traditionally and going that other route. So, yeah, that's why I haven't used RSL Helper. Okay, enough about that. Let's get into the fun stuff for real now. Okay. We have shards to pull again. I am convinced that I am high on my mercy. And again, I do not recommend this course of action with ancient shards. I'm hoping that my spiral has demonstrated why it's a bad thing. We didn't have any shards to pull during a 2x and only pulled a handful. We don't have any shards to pull during a double legendary event. So it's because I'm being fast and loose with shards. Now, it's a little bit of almost an addiction, you could say, a little bit of just because these events keep coming up that I keep talking myself into. I don't regret pulling those shards. Going for Taragi was the right choice. Getting Taragi would have solved Clan Boss for me for the most part. Pulling during the 2x is when I should pull, so I'm okay with that. And pulling now during a double legendary event when I know I'm close to Mercy, or at least I'm high towards Mercy, feels fine to me. So it's not my recommended course of action, but it is, what I'm going to do on my account. On my main account, I am not pulling shards for the double legendary event because I would have to buy them because I use all of them during the 2x, and I'm not going to spend $100 to pull some shards during a double legendary, especially not with my luck as of late. So maybe I get $100 as a Christmas gift, and then I can buy some shards. But I only have 2 days, so probably not going to happen. But on this account, we can do that. The other thing is, I don't know if you noticed, I have 45 prism crystals or whatever they're called. I was really impressed with how successful I've been in Sand Devil. I'm getting 11 per run. It's 11 or 12 per run. It's very, very stable. Like, it's consistent. And you'll see that I'm actually decided to go further and go get the big boy soul up here as well. The medium soul, sorry. But this is very attainable to me. I'm also going to get epic relentless gear and an ancient shard and a bronze chest, which really, there's a lot of stuff that could be in a bronze chest. Maybe it's another ancient shard. That would be the best scenario, right? So, really happy with what I was able to do on Sand Devil. Obviously, I also gained a bunch of the resources that you gain from Sand Devil. That's not the button I wanted to press. So that I can start to ascend some gear. I'm not going to be able to do much ascending because I'm only getting the first level of the oil, I think it's called. Yeah, lesser oil. But it will give me an opportunity to improve some gear. Before I forget, I'm so sorry. I keep putting this shard pull off. This is not on purpose. This isn't like a viewer retention thing. There's a really, really good promo code right now. I've already used it on the account, and it gave me a whole bunch of gear. So it gave me Guardian gear. This is great clan boss gear, guys. Great clan boss gear. Now, unfortunately, the gauntlets rolled like trash. So those get sold. Um, the boots are defense percent. I don't think I'd ever use them, but I won't get rid of them. There may be a champion that I choose to go with attack or defense boots. And so like Ultimate Death Knight, I could see me putting these boots on Ultimate Death Knight and making him really, really slow, but really, really high defense and resist, and therefore just kind of churning out just him soaking up a lot of damage type thing. I don't have a 4-set now, so this gear becomes a little less good. But regardless, Guardian set is good. So if you put in the promo code Cintranos 2023, right? Let me double check that. Yeah, Cintranos 2023. I would type it in, but I'm going to block it with my head here. If you put in that promo code, that will get you the Guardian gear and then also a gift card. I guess he's a Banner Lord. Man, Sacred Order and Banner Lord are too similar. All right, gift card. An interesting champion. He's a taunt champion, which is going to give you some value in waves and potentially Hydra. Also, increase defense and increase attack on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. This is just really, really good. This is a big version of both. Now, I have the big version of increase attack and defense on Ursula, but they're on 2 separate abilities. Man, I gotta figure out my champions. So I'm getting that out of Ursula on 2 separate abilities. So Giscard brings it on 1, which is good. And then you do get a lot of provoke and some turn meter from provoke, which I find to be interesting, as well as a decrease attack on the A1. He is, if you don't have your decrease attack and an increase attack champion, or increase defense champion for that matter, for Clan Boss, he does offer those as parts of his kit. So a very interesting champion for sure, and I think the value of this champion may have just gone up with the release of Cintranos. Okay, enough talk about all the things that I wanted to talk about that I almost forgot. We're going to start with the summon pool. I know I said that I was going to wait and do these summons at the end of these events, but I don't think I'm going to do it because at the end of the day, it's going to be a 6 shard summon. So I don't really see the value in waiting. Also, I'm super impatient. I want to pull shards. I want to have fun. So we're just going to pull them. So this is a summon pool we get from this group. A lot of good champions here. In here, let's see what we get. Here we go. Okay. Bro. Like, all of these epics are just chilling. I had 2 of them that would be friggin' duplicates, and I pull 1 of them. My luck when I'm recording is atrocious, and I am very mad about it. Like, I cannot believe that I've pulled duplicates of both Venomage and Hofaries. It's really dumb. I don't know. Maybe we get lucky in the double legendary event, right? All right, we're going to pull these now. Oh, not looking good. this game, I think Spikehead might be part of the fusion, and I could use... I don't think I have a copy of him in the vaults. No. Well, I think I have 2 of the fusions ready to go. I will pull more shards as I acquire them over the next 2 days during the event. Tomorrow would be the last day that I would be able to pull ancient shards during this event, so I will likely pull during tomorrow. Sorry, I'm trying to think. I need to pick up my clan quests for the... Oh no, I did pick them up for this account, the main account. I don't have them. Well, before I forget, get my fragments. And let's check the bazaar. Yeah, no, but I don't have the... I could get it. It's been refreshed, but I don't have the savings for it. I'm gonna wait. I'm tempted to... I feel so close to my mercy. But obviously not close enough. Okay. I'm going to do one last quick thing. Let me... Oh, I don't want to pull without RSL Helper. That's the other thing. I feel like RSL Helper, I don't... This is unconfirmed. Is going to be down for a really long time because of how big this update is. So I could see it taking like several days before they can get all this new content into the program. So I don't want to lose track of my shards, right? Or else this kind of stuff happens. So, well, yep, we'll call it a video there. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.